That's right, we got Xander bopping away in the studio as well. Anyone would think it's a drum and bass corner or something. Xander's in the studio.
UK grime time.
How are you doing, Xander? You're looking very clean shaven again this week. This is the new thing.
It's staying off.
Really?
For a while. Yeah,
Why?
we're going to see. Well, like I said, I had it for like 6 months or something, right?
Uh-huh.
I had it a year. I had it a whole year.
A whole year?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Did it start with like a Movember challenge? That UK thing where you don't shave in November for some kind of charity?
Nah, not that nice.
No, you just did it. You just let it go.
I was just like, I think what happened was I'd been really lazy and hadn't done anything.
Yeah.
And I put a little, one of them video story things that you can post on one of your, on the apps. And people were like, hey,
suits you.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, I've only
really
known
short.
you since you've had the facial hair. So this is really, you look like a real good boy now. Like I want to pat you on the head and give you an A star or something.
Looks can be deceiving.
Your hair has gone blonde again. I can see a little tuft out the back, or is it white or silver?
It's literally just. You just want me to sit half.
Yeah.
It's just literally like washed out.
Wow.
It's all washed out, mate.
Nice.
Maybe I
like
should
it.
take.
Oh,
Nah, I was
cool.
gonna say, should I leave the hair? It's because I rode the motorbike in again, so like I got helmet hair.
Oh, is
So
that
I don't
helmet
really
hair?
want to leave it off.
That's not bad.
But
for helmet hair.
you're wearing a hat. So,
yeah, you
so
can
I'll
wear a hat as
too.
well. We can be hat buddies. Today's hashtag is station or yock. So do you have a favourite station or a least favourite station? Or do you prefer maybe the Seoul subway to the UK Underground?
Well, that's obvious. That one's obvious.
What about the nostalgia and history of London?
Yeah, but maybe they could just make the trains a bit bigger. Like,
yeah, so you can stand up straight in them.
Right? I don't think people realise it until they actually go to London. If you grew up in Korea and you're like, oh wow, okay, you just think, oh, these must be the normal subway train size.
Yeah.
Awesome, right? Nice, new, no graffiti.
Spacious.
Yeah, no deafening like screeching noises as it goes around corners.
Oh,
like,
yeah. I forgot
and then
about that.
you go to London and it's really cramped.
Yeah.
Overcrowded, really congested.
Sometimes the lights switch off as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, like you go through stations and it's really loud because they're running on like, I guess rail, like really bad, like old rails and stuff. I think the gauge is quite small.
Yeah.
And it's just, the actual shape, this real curve. The walls are curved. They're not boxy like
That's why it's called the
soles
tube, because it looks like a tube, doesn't it?
Tube. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I guess when it was built, it was revolutionary and amazing.
Because it started in the Victorian era. It's like so long.
That's amazing.
So that's amazing.
We need to preserve that uncomfortableness and inconvenience.
I mean, they could just keep a couple of like vintage lines and maybe modernise the rest of the system.
That would be a good idea. They have done that with the Metropolitan line, which I was living on in the UK. It stops at Harrow, and those subways are a bit similar to Korea. They're like just boxy.
Yeah,
quite big.
like the DLR.
Yeah, that kind of shape.
Docklands Light Railway.
I didn't ever go on that.
Go down Stratford.
So that's today's hashtag. Got lots of greetings for you, Xander, from Oda, Emma, and Amy as well, and Susie Q. Everyone's saying hello, Xander.
Hello, lady.
What's today's topic?
Oh yeah, sorry. It's bread.
Bread.
I'm very opinionated about this subject. This is gonna be a fun one.
I find many foreigners, especially Westerners who come to Korea, they are quite vocal about Korean breads. I'm not on that end of the scale, I must say, because I've been here since I was young, so I kind of got indoctrinated.
I think it's your Korean blood, mate.
Into like sweet breads, like heavily buttered breads already before you've even put any stuff on it. So I'm quite good with them. I like them.
I don't mind butter, mate. It's the sugar, I guess.
The sugary sweetness.
It's the sugar. It's like it's not glaze. I don't want to say glaze because it makes that sound nice. It's just overly sweet bread.
Just when you expect it to not be sweet whatsoever, right? And then you eat it and it's sugary.
Yeah, so when you go into some of these shops, let's preface this out, okay? So a lot of the shop names are named in a French way.
Yes, after Paris.
Yes, or various other French kind of terms. It's nothing like France.
No.
It's nothing like Paris or any, it's not authentic. They think it's authentic, but like any country, they target their food towards the taste of the locals, which I completely understand.
Yeah.
But it is misleading to foreigners.
I guess.
When you're going like, wow, huge selection.
Yeah.
That looks nice. That looks like something I've probably eaten before. Doesn't taste anything like what you had. Not at all.
Super sweet. So if you are like a bread aficionado and you prefer your bread not sweet, then you're going to find it a bit tough here, I guess.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only time I've actually had real bread, and I'm going to use real bread as a term for the bread that I'm used to in England.
Okay, the
in
plainer
Europe,
kind of style.
is in Italian restaurants where they make their own bread in-house.
Ah, I see.
I don't think there's any major bakery chains or like anywhere who actually manufactures it and sells it to those chains. I don't think anyone actually makes real bread like that. I've never bought bread from a supermarket. Have you?
It's kind of like more manufactured.
Because like it's not like in England, right?
Yeah.
You go into one of them big supermarkets, there's like
They got a
an
whole
aisle.
Yeah.
Both sides, white bread, brown bread, sliced, different types of cuts, and we got like hot crust buns.
You got all the wheat breads and everything.
Crumpets.
And they're all fresh.
those
A
things.
lot of them are freshly baked in those supermarkets.
Exactly.
But the supermarket bread here is not like that. No, I think that's the one that's been like pre-packaged, lots of preservatives. So you need to go to the bakery. But there are a couple. There's one in a department store, Chiaoqing, you know, the basement where they have the food court. It's actually an American brand. It's like a little boutique market, and they have some amazing bread, like wheat bread and stuff, which is really plain. Like if you like your bread that way, it's quite expensive though. It's like about 7,000 for a loaf.
That's the problem. You're paying more for less ingredients
and less bread. Yeah, in the UK you get
Everyone
massive
can make
loaf,
bread.
right?
We make bread when you're in primary school. You're like in the reception. You're saying, "Okay, class, we're going to be making bread today."
It's not difficult.
No, it's not. It's really not.
Yeah.
It's like a staple food.
This is true. So if you dislike sweetbread, which I feel Xander does just a tad,
Just a little bit.
you're going to have to make your own bread maybe. We're going to introduce to you Korean breads that you can find in Korean bakeries that you might not find in other countries. And tell us in your countries as well, what kind of unique breads you have. What are we going to start with today?
Would you like a? Let's go with this one. Oh no, do you want to go with this one?
Yeah, whatever you like, Xander. It's up to you.
Okay, well,
Your corner.
I would have gone for the other one, but I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, so this one, Soboro Bang.
Very famous from like decades ago, I believe.
Yes. Oh, no person to zoom in today, but we'll just have to use our imagination.
Oh, zoom in.
Yeah. So this one, I've had this before, and they want us to talk about the look and feel.
The look and feel before we open it. For our listeners who aren't watching the video radio.
Yeah, so it's covered in a kind of what I would describe as a powdery, crumbly kind of thing.
Almost like an apple crumble top, but kind of thicker and biscuitier.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Exactly. Don't try and make it sound nice now. Come on.
I don't mind this one at all. I didn't used to like it, but my parents, including my British father, God rest his soul, he used to love this as well.
Oh my.
So it's kind of like a shell shape, right? But like an ugly, uneven shell. Right?
Yeah, very rough. Oh, you can smell it already. It's very, very fragrant.
It's very nutty, isn't it? Don't you smell like peanut butter there? Yeah, right?
For sure. What else? It's circular. It's got this like crumbly top on it, and it smells like peanuts.
So a crumbly kind of biscuity top. But if you look inside now, we've opened it. It looks like just bread, right?
Yeah, it's like a soft white bread, but not a moist kind of bread.
No.
I don't know if that's.
It's kind of just
I think
dry.
it's always like that.
Yeah,
no,
it
it's
is.
not. It's never.
It's not very
fresh.
moist.
But if you can kind of see on there, just take a little bite of it.
Yeah. So the top is crunchy and biscuity.
Yeah.
There's no sound to it. But
the stuff on the top is apparently called Soboro.
That's where it gets its name
and
from,
it's
right?
made of sugar, eggs, and butter in flour and baked. On top, it's baked.
But there must be some peanut flavouring in there because it smells like peanut.
Yeah,
like peanut.
So that's obviously not safe for people with nut allergies.
No.
Like me. No, I'm joking. I like to do it.
I love it. It's kind of like a dry peanut butter bread.
It could taste like the top of an apple crumble.
Uh-huh.
Without the sugar. This is going to go against everything I said, but without the sugar that you would put on apple crumble.
It's still sweet, isn't it?
It is still sweet. But
It's a weird combination, though, like biscuit dry and dry bread together. It's a bit odd, but it tastes nice in my opinion because it's peanutty. I like peanut butter.
yeah, you a fan of peanut butter?
Yeah, apparently, though, have you heard of streusel bread?
No.
That's apparently what it's based on, and I've never heard of it either.
Now, I looked up the pictures of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks a little bit similar, but the stuff on top, it seems to be darker. So I don't know if it's just a different, I could say material, different ingredients or something. But yeah, if you know what that looks like, I guess German fans.
And maybe flavour-wise, it's similar, I think.
Or maybe, yeah. Maybe
meant to be
send one over.
Maybe nutty.
Number 2, choco shell bread.
Choco shell bread.
Choco sora. Sora bang.
So if you know what we're talking about when we say sora, it's a type of shellfish that looks vaguely like this. I don't know the English name. Apparently it's conch.
Yeah, that's
Is that
Happy
I've
says
never
that a
heard
lot,
that.
and I'm just like,
What do you mean? And you just nod along.
Yeah, that's definitely what that is.
Apparently that's what these are called. You know the shellfish that are kind of long and look like this? That's what this shape is based on, right?
If someone was like, draw a shellfish, and you didn't draw like the clam kind of style, you would draw this.
You go for this, the spirally one, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's like a snaily, but not snaily, but like the kind of periwinkle style.
Yeah,
but
we go. Periwinkle. Periwinkle.
Periwinkle?
This just tastes like it smells like a bread roll.
Yeah, this looks like the kind of milk bread one that you get.
This is morning rolls they have here.
Yeah, it's definitely the stuff that you kind of would get in pre-packaged that you can get in the convenience stores. Yeah. And there's loads of these, and they have a variety of flavors inside. But this one has got chocolate. Ooh. A chocolate kind of syrup or... It's not probably the consistency of the popular
of the Teller
hazelnut one.
Well, let's give it a try. I don't think I've had this one. I've had the pastry version.
Yeah,
but this is just like a soft bread on the outside, isn't it? Giving it a good
I was going to say artificial chocolate, but that doesn't really make sense.
It's all artificial, yeah. Unless you eat the beans
tastes like
or
that
the nibs.
Artificial chocolate.
It kind of tastes like chocolate mousse that you used to get in the UK in those little tubs.
Hey.
Oh, not bad, right?
Without the bread, that would be great.
Without the bread, it would be chocolate mousse, yeah, by itself. So these are kind of unique shapes. I don't know if you have these in other countries. Do let us know. We'll be back in part 2 with some more traditional Korean breads and breads that have Korean kind of meals inside them. I'm dribbling here. Gugudan's Chokoko. Enjoying a little boogie woogie to some goo down there with Chokoko. I like that, Xander.
Chokoko.
First time you heard it, but did you like it? Was it good?
I did. It was quite nice.
Just like the bread. Wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I mean the inside was good.
The chocolate sauce or what do you call it?
The thing with the first one, the soboro.
Yeah.
The soboro. I've had it before because I was tricked into eating it.
Tricked.
But Pyeongjams, I mean, convenience stores, they have like a little bread section.
Yeah.
And they're full of different flavours. Sometimes
not really
it's
fresh.
Like, custard bread. Or other things like that.
They have jam sandwiches there as well that are sealed, like at the edges. Have you ever had those?
Yeah, I've seen them. And it's like a horrible bread thing again.
Strange.
But like I bought it, I was like, oh, that looks nice.
Yeah.
Didn't know what was inside. I tasted it, I was like, oh, not what I expected.
No. What were you expecting?
Something nice.
Something from Britain, I assume.
Exactly.
We got a couple of messages. One post as well from Amy J. This looks amazing. The best way to eat some biscuits is with sausage, gravy, and eggs.
So she means scones.
Scones, yeah.
Scones.
That's
or
what you call
scones,
biscuits.
if you're part.
Yes.
Bring me the scones, Jeeves.
You wouldn't have sausage, gravy, and eggs with some posh scones,
Yeah,
would you?
we wouldn't. Yeah,
That looks amazing, though. It looks pretty tasty, doesn't it?
It actually does look really interesting. I would like to try that.
I like scones like the traditional way, you know,
with
the
raisins
afternoon
in it,
tea.
raisins and currants.
Or the afternoon tea with the clotted cream and the jam.
Yeah.
That's so good. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
But that does look hearty for a breakfast, Amy. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, I mean, they must be quite small. The biscuits must be quite small because the egg. Otherwise, the egg would be massive. So actually, it looks quite a nice, like not too big of a portion, which is good for America. Yeah, good balance. Healthy breakfast.
Yes,
I guess.
not bad.
I got a message from Annie.
In Singapore?
Good morning, Xander and Peter. Happy Monday. This bread talk is making me hungry. I haven't had breakfast yet. I shall buy some bread for breakfast later.
Please be more specific, Annie. What kind of bread? In Singapore, do you have any special breads? I saw a post actually earlier from Paul Matthews, who is our DJ for our 6 o'clock show. He's in Singapore and he was eating these pork buns. It's a black and white photo, so we can't tell really well that this is breaded stuff, but it looks delicious as well. I do like those buns. Yum, yum, yum. Have you had it with the barbecue pork inside?
Yeah,
like
there's
the fluffy buns.
what do you call it? Chow sui buns?
Yes, char shui. Yeah,
bun.
or something like
that.
that.
Yeah, chow sui. I should be able to say it. I've learned. I know how to say it before, but I forgot. Yeah, they're great. I love that.
That would be delicious
awesome.
for breakfast as well. We got another message from Siska who says, bread. I love bread in Korea. Dongbang. The poo bread. We've done that on the show actually before. Did we do it together?
We had.
It was, wasn't it? That
yes.
Weird poo-shaped bread.
The little one.
That's not so common at the bakeries. That's like more like a service station food. And the kerampang, the egg bread. Have you tried that where they got the egg like just cracked in there? I've not
Oh,
gone
inside?
for that. No, you can just see the egg like kind of cooked there, almost like a poached egg sitting in the bread.
Yeah.
Is it nice?
Yeah.
I've not tried that.
That one I can kind of get past the little bit of the
It's
sweetness.
like breakfast in a,
Yeah, I can get on that one.
in one, yeah. You say, I think we have a local bread called roti gambang. It's cinnamon and brown sugar. Sounds quite nice. Sounds like an interesting name as well. And there's also roti buaya, which is alligator bread. Not from crocodile meat, but in the shape of an alligator. Much like our sorabang earlier, the shellfish one, I suppose. You're going to send us a picture to Facebook. We'll check that out, Siska. Thank you.
Yeah, are these from Facebook then?
Yes. No. Sorry, from YouTube.
They're from YouTube. Okay, so
printed out.
Oda from Norway says, Norway is all about the whole wheat bread, though. The more seeds and less white bread, the better.
Okay, the healthy stuff,
Yeah,
right?
because I think it's definitely in, like, I went to Prague and stuff like that, and, like, definitely in that part of Europe, like, a little bit, like, around the Germanic areas, they have a different kind of bread.
They got a lot of sourdough as well that's like really heavy and actually
like
heavy,
right?
right?
Yeah, it's made out of, like, different type of wheat and stuff, and it's not as like the
I didn't like
English
it as
bread.
much, I will say.
No,
it's
it
very filling as well.
It gave me my friend like stomach problems.
Oh, really?
We weren't used to it, so
Sure.
I thought it was like, what is this?
Like a completely foreign food. We're seeing the alligator pictures here. Look at the alligator bread.
She wasn't lying.
It looks so much like an alligator.
I was expecting just something like with like the kind of top of the other one, like
oh, and that's why you call it an alligator bread. But this is
Yeah.
detailed with eyes and everything. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing.
Yeah.
Have we got time for
One more. We'll do it real quick. Emma Bonnicksen. In my family, we make banana bread. Oh wow, quite frequently.
I've never had banana bread.
And it gets eaten up extremely fast. Breakfast, a quick snack. It's great for nearly everything.
I guess it would be really filling with the bananas there as well. Part 2.
Yeah.
What is the theme?
All right. These are kind of ones with Korean. These are Korean breads.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have spoken about the chopsal kind of thing before.
The glutinous rice.
Yes. And this is basically like a really greasy donut filled with that.
And red bean, I believe, right?
That one, the other one definitely has red bean in it.
Okay.
Is there red bean in this one as well? I guess we can find out.
I thought we
They
would
might be
do,
have them.
I thought in part 2 it was all breads with red beans. We'll see though.
Can I?
Let me tear it in half to see if we can get the.
get
this
down the
is
middle.
really greasy, isn't it?
Yeah,
I can-
I told you. I
oh
told
my
you
goodness, it's like soaking in grease. And yes,
Oh, there we go.
red bean. Look at that. Look at that. Red bean. If you're not a fan, if you're not so happy with red bean, then maybe you won't like this. But I like the bread. You can get just a glutinous rice bread ball with no red beans. You see, I'm tearing away some red beans. I don't want to eat too many.
This for me, the texture gets real boring real quick.
Really?
Like in terms of
Like
like you have
chewiness.
one and you're like, why did I buy 5? Why did I buy the box?
Are you not a massive fan then?
It's
of
like the stuff. It's like those walnut breads. It's like once you've
the
had one,
hodokwaja.
once you've
That's
had
enough.
one, you don't need any more really.
So the red bean's all right. It's nice and sweet. We've talked about that many times. But the unique thing here is that it's bread with the glutinous rice in it, so it's really chewy, right? Do you not like that chewiness? It's kind of like gum a little bit, but
Oh,
I like that texture.
his taste ain't leaving my mouth for a while.
It's very oily, isn't it? I've got to say.
It's so bad. It's so greasy.
It's much better when it's freshly cooked, but I like that texture, that glutinous rice. Yeah, gunjok.
I think
Jorgit,
hot.
jorgit.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I reckon hot it might be better.
Okay.
You know, get that grease working,
Yeah.
soak it out a bit. You know,
Not just drying in my stomach,
full
yeah.
of grease.
Okay.
Next,
Next. My hands are so greasy. Oh, we do
That's
have wet
why-
tissues.
that's why-
Thank you.
they've prepared. So this one, pretty much, well, same red bean stuff inside, but the bread is probably more similar to the shell one.
Uh-huh. Again, just a
kind of
kind of
milky.
plain milky bread. They got a lot of milky bread here as well, isn't it?
Milky bread.
I think it stems from Japan as well, has a lot of milky bread. I used to go to a Japanese supermarket in the UK, and they used to sell these milk rolls. Smelled amazing, but yeah,
Yeah.
you get a bit fed up of them.
They have a
'cause
different
it's
type of
quite
thing. Like
plain.
they have the Japanese cheesecake, which isn't like the traditional cheesecake
really?
we're used to. And
Is
it's
it
like this
different?
is not a cheesecake. There you go.
So it's got the black sesame seeds on top, just a few. And then again, the red bean inside with just normal bread, like a bread roll, right? You're not a massive fan of red bean, right?
In small amounts, it's okay, and in the right kind of if it's combined with the right thing, it's fine. Milky bread with red beans, to me, not amazing.
Not amazing.
Wow.
If you like red bean, you like it. Because there's a lot of red bean in there and not that much bread.
I'd rather just eat the red bean straight up without the bread part.
I think the bread is there just as a container, like a vessel for the red bean.
That's pretty much all it's worth.
It doesn't really do anything. It's quite plain, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wish. That would make it even better if it was plain. But
a red beanless red bean roll would be Xander's ideal. It's very beany. The red bean paste is just really thick, isn't it?
Yeah. Which one do you like best out?
I like the donut because I like that texture, the bread. I don't love the red bean inside, but the texture, that chewiness.
This reminds me of like supermarket donuts when you leave them a little bit too long.
Okay, and the grease
and
is
the
like
grease
made
kind
it
of
really wet.
soaks into them, and they go kind of stale. They get towards the staler end, and they shrink in size, and they just kind of like get a little bit harder.
They get a bit dense.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way to sell them here, I guess. Kind of like stale donuts that have.
Sorry, guys, I'm really
soaked in
opinionated
the
about
grease.
this because I don't believe this is bread.
The last breads are going to be more exciting, I promise, Xander. You don't actually know what's coming up. We're going to have a taste test, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I was just showing them.
Yeah, there's going to be Korean ingredients in these breads, and Xander's going to have to guess what it is. So stay tuned on that cliffhanger. Song number 2 of the segment is Eric Nam, Good For You. We are back for part 3, Hot Off the Shelf. Xander's a big fan of that song.
I actually do really like that song.
He's a good singer, Eric Nam.
Yeah, he gives a different type of music from a lot of the other people, so I think he fills a gap in the market which isn't normally filled. Yeah, it seems
he's capitalising on it.
He's getting his fair share.
Lovely jubbly. A few messages on YouTube here. Amy J saying, so if regular bread is sweet, is the sweet bread extra sweet like a diabetic shock?
Yes.
That's a good question. They do have like like breads that are outright we're sweet, and they are super sweet with like creams and everything and sugar coated.
Yeah.
Some of the pastries here that have the sugar on them and they're crispy, it can be a bit overwhelming, I'd say. Yeah.
But do you find that they don't have things like that we like apple turnovers, strudel kind of basic, like nice puff pastry filled with a fruit kind of filling?
It's not common to see, is it?
Yeah, that's a massive gap. And there's nothing like that. You know, do you know the French, the really nice kind of brand in London, which is definitely the PV one?
Oh,
do you know it? The patisserie.
Oh,
yeah. There's nothing like that here, as far as I know. Oh. Like the really glazed upscale French style. Yeah, really. I've seen like there are obviously like cake shops and there's like mochi shops and whatever, but I don't feel that there's the really, really nice stuff that they make.
Oh, yeah, I guess there is. But then again, in like the department store basements, they'll sometimes have a few bakeries which are
hanging around in these basements.
They're amazing.
Always in the basement.
And they're not grotty and horrid, I promise. And they have some really like expensive bakeries there that try to go for that kind of market, but I guess they kind of do it with a Korean tint on everything. I think you're right. Tiger from Korea saying, are you eating breakfast on air? Smacking my lips. It's very noisy. Yes, we are eating on air, Tiger. If you watch the YouTube feed or the video after it's uploaded tomorrow, then it'll make a lot more sense.
It's an audio-visual experice that you need to enjoy in the moment.
That's right.
And then later on YouTube, give us a like and a share, subscribe, please.
Irissa from the US says, so frustrating. I want to join in the conversation, but Facebook Live isn't streaming. Irissa, go onto YouTube, type in Arirang Radio on air, and you can participate there. Anyway, we have a great Korean supermarket here in Cambridge, and I love to buy the walnut cakes, the little round red bean paste-filled cake shaped like walnuts that Xander was saying one is enough of.
One is enough, seriously.
You can never buy them as a single thing, right?
Yeah, it's like they sell them in sets of like 10 or 5 or something. It's like,
they're in massive bags, aren't they?
Yeah.
The last 2 breads we've got here, Xander doesn't know what's inside, so we're going to do a little taste test.
I know it's cold.
I'm going to describe. Well, can you describe what the first one looks like then?
It looks like a very short French baguette covered with cheese and seaweed. It's like the dried seaweed, like flake, not flakes, but you know the strips that you put on top of it. Maybe a noodles around.
Do you want to give it a sniff? See if you can guess.
Smells like seaweed.
Oh yeah, it does smell very fishy, doesn't it? That's a bit weird for some of our listeners, I'm sure, right?
If you just tuned in then, who knows what could be going on?
Fishy bread though. I've not seen seaweed on bread very often, right?
No, but like I've had seaweed flavored like crisps.
The snacks.
Love it.
They're amazing.
They're great,
Crunchiness,
especially
right?
from Indonesia. Woo, 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 shout out. They're great. So I think this would be nice because the seaweed's going to bring a nice savoury, salty flavour.
Have you touched this? This is not crunchy at all. You know, that's what I feel like the snacks
Oh
are good
no,
for.
it's like the milk bread.
It's a soggy kind of milk bread. Like,
It's the milk bread, mate.
can you guess what's in here, Xander?
Is it going to be that fish sausage?
The fish sausage, the omuk. Well, let's find out.
It better not be.
Xander. Okay.
Oh.
Take a bite.
Okay.
I'm going to show the kids at home what's inside.
Can we play a heartbeat?
Go for it. Let's see if you can tell what it is. I'm going to taste it. I know what it is, but... Oh, wow. First time I've ever had this one. Any idea? If you look at it, it looks kind of brown. Kind of like, you know when you get onion soup, the French version, and the onions go really brown. Looks like those onions dried. But it's not. Do you have any idea? No?
Is it fish?
No. It's
Okay.
not fish. It's
what
a
if-
common side dish in Korea. A panchan, we would say. Any listeners?
Is it that root with the holes in it?
Oh, the lotus root. That's a good guess. It's not the lotus root. It looks this colour, and it's often in kimbaps, the seaweed rolls.
Oh, is it
Do you know what it's called, I wonder?
I want to say omu, but I know it's not omu.
No, but
it's
kind of-
nothing like that
I think,
at all.
yeah, I think you're right. You're on the right track.
Yeah, it's one of the things.
The long brown things, right?
But I just don't know the name. But I think Happy gets it removed.
Oh, really? It's
Yeah.
called oolong.
Oolong.
Oolong bread. Who would have thought? So oolong in English is apparently burdock. Burdock. So I've had the
Burdock.
tea.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was
Yeah,
it was
but-
called burdock. Yeah. Do you like that as a thing in kimbaps or side dishes, just in general?
I mean, the texture could have probably given it away because it's a bit crunchy.
Yeah.
I guess. It actually, if you didn't know what it was,
Yeah.
and you had to really, you could kind of maybe think it's kind of like a mince pie kind of inside, like the fruity versions of the mince pie.
Oh, I suppose. Yeah.
Like one of them kind of preserved.
With the fishy
fruits.
seaweed on there as well.
Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't taste that fishy.
Uh-huh.
But then sometimes it does. So like, it's kind of an odd one. But
I've never seen that
it's
before.
not bad. It's definitely better than some of the other breads I've had. So
Yes, Amy J, it is a root. It's burdock root, but it's kind of been put in sauce and fried up. Last one we're having. You know what this is, right? As
you
in,
know what this is.
what kind of bread this is. This is in many Korean bakeries. No? Have you heard korokke?
Oh, yeah.
Korokke.
Well, yeah.
Which
like-
is like croquet or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. It's just a different pronunciation of the
Yeah,
French word.
korokke. And it's
Korokke.
usually filled with something, right? So you're going to have to find out what this one is filled with.
'Cause
I'm
nobody
going to just
knows.
give it to you like this.
Okay.
And you just take a big bite out of it. Try and get the filling.
But this isn't potato though. It's not.
No, yeah.
It's
a lot of
not
the times
actually-
croquets are potatoes, aren't they?
Yeah,
But this,
that's
in
gonna-
Korea, it's bread and it's battered.
Should I just bite?
Yeah,
just
give
bite
it a big
in, not
bite and
let,
try
okay.
and get a lot of the filling.
Get your laugh and get around this. Yeah.
Okay. Did you get enough of the filling? I'm going to show the filling to our listeners over there. It's
Did I?
red,
Red?
kind of red, and ooh, smells like it's got a bit of a kick to it. Do you need a bit more, Xander, of the filling to give this a guess?
All right.
Well, you can.
Put it in.
All right. Okay. There you go. There's the filling. I don't want to give you too much bread because that'll detract from the fillings. It looks to me like. Well, I'm not going to tell our listeners because I want you to tell me. What do you think's in there? He's closing his eyes. He's taking this seriously.
I don't want to. Yes.
Have you got any idea? We have got all day, Xander. It's not like the show's going to finish in a few minutes.
It's like a little spicy,
Okay, good. Yeah, that's right.
mostly savory.
I
Which
guess
is
from the bread.
Good. I wouldn't say tomato because it's not, but it's definitely some kind of other thing. It's not sweet.
Do you have any idea what dish this is? It's a dish in Korea that is
is
popular
it?
for takeaway.
Well, that's everything, mate. You can get everything
That is
takeaway.
everything, isn't
Yeah,
it?
everything takeaway.
All right, I'll narrow it down for you more. Chinese takeaway.
Jampong?
Yes, This is a jambon korokke.
Do you know what? That tastes way better than normal jambon.
Really?
I'd rather eat that than actually have jambon because I avoid jambon.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
that is really nice. It's got a kind of like burnt flavour to it that jambon sometimes in a good way. You know, like charcoal kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, I was enjoying it.
It's like a sandwich, isn't it? My favourite.
Is it akin to anything else that we can kind of...
So jambon is the spicy, really spicy soup with the noodles in there, the kind of flour noodles, I think.
I guess you could kind of say it could be like a stew.
Like a spicy
Okay.
stew.
You don't know what you just ate. I'm going to say that's a Cornish pasty. If that was pastry around the outside, that could easily just be a type of Cornish pasty.
Yeah, like a spicy pasty.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That's my favourite. This is the winner. Go get this one
Yay.
from one of the bread shops.
So korokkes, sometimes they're filled with... Have you ever had these before? Xander? I used to be a massive fan. They got japchae in them, some of them.
Oh, that's really good.
Sounds a bit weird with noodles, but it's nice. And kimchi ones as well.
See, that's what I want. I want more of those.
Really?
I want more of them because it's kind of like the G bakery in England, the real popular one.
Yep.
I miss those things.
Okay.
I'd rather have those all the time. And there are kind of things like, you know, the steak bakes and chicken bakes and stuff. And
Like a meal in
like
a bit of bread.
in a nice bit of pastry. Yeah.
That's nice, isn't it? Siska's saying, wow, jambon bread, and Diamond Rose, Roz from the US, saying, sorry, you lost me at fish flakes.
It's seaweed just smells and tastes fishy.
Yeah.
Oh, usually, but
not
I mean,
bad.
not by itself, but
It's all right.
yeah.
It's lovely.
It's lovely.
And we got Iris saying it looks delicious. You've joined us on YouTube. Glad to see you there.
Oh, ham and
My hands are
cheese,
so
Diamond. Ham and
greasy after eating those korokkes as well. We'll be back next week with Xander, and you can check out this corner, hopefully uploaded tomorrow. Have a wonderful week, Xander. Thank you for the wet wipe.
Thank you. Oh yeah, it's raining, so
It's used as well. Oh yeah, stay dry.
Sorry. No, you wanted a new one.
We're going to see
Safe
you on
environment.
Monday.
Yeah, see you next week, guys. Have a great one.
It's time
Love
for
you.
some hoodie like you.